Before there was light, before time itself ticked its first second, there was only Allah. No heavens, no earth, no angels, no galaxies, just the eternal, existing beyond imagination. And then came a command. Write. With that single word, something extraordinary was born. The pen, not a tool of ink and paper, but the first creation, made of light and intellect, that wrote the destiny of every soul, every star, every breath that would ever be. But what is this pen? Why did Allah create it first? And what is the mysterious realm called Noon, where the ink of the universe awaited its stroke? You're about to journey into the unseen, where divine knowledge, cosmic architecture, and the world of angels unfold in breathtaking depth. Starting from the very first word ever written. In the beginning, before time began, before the cosmos stretched its limbs into the vastness, before light shimmered or darkness settled, there was only Allah, alone, eternal, absolute. No creation existed, no stars blinked in the heavens, for there were no heavens, no angels, no jinn, no man, no place, no time, nothing, just Allah, the ever-living, the sustainer of all that would come to be. And then, with divine will, Allah initiated the process of creation. The very first of all things He created was not a mountain or a star, not even the heavens or the earth. It was the pen, Al-Qalam. Not a pen of ink and feather, not a writing tool known to man, but a creation of light, of knowledge, of divine intellect. A being capable of hearing, thinking, and obeying. The Prophet Muhammad said, the first thing Allah created was the pen. He said to it, write. And it said, what shall I write, my Lord? He said, write what was decreed about everything till the last hour comes. With that command, the pen began its sacred mission. It wrote, without pause, without question. It inscribed the destiny of all things, what would happen, when, and how. Every soul's journey, every drop of rain, every heartbeat, every leaf that would fall, and every star that would burn out. The scroll of existence began, not on paper, but in the unseen, etched upon the preserved tablet, Allah al-Mahfuz. And this act, this beginning, marks the start of all creation's story. The pen did not just write, it knew, it understood, it obeyed without hesitation, yet it asked with clarity, what shall I write? A question that echoes the consciousness Allah placed within it. For this was no lifeless tool, but a creature born of divine command, made of light, assigned a purpose grander than the cosmos itself, a purpose that would shape reality. But what is the nature of this pen? We imagine pens as small instruments of ink and thought. But this pen, it is beyond dimensions, beyond time, beyond human comprehension. Crafted by Allah's own hand, as some scholars like Mujahid have stated, this pen was one of only 4 creations made directly by Allah without intermediary, alongside the throne, paradise, and Prophet Adam alayhi salam. And yet, what does it mean to write? What does it mean to inscribe destiny before the existence of time, of space, of matter? This act of writing was not mechanical. It was intellectual. It was the first manifestation of divine knowledge unfolding into creation, as if the pen became the mirror of Allah's will, transferring what is known eternally into a form creation could reflect upon. When we reflect on this pen, we are drawn into the metaphysical. It is more than a symbol. It is the first intellect, the first creation to act, the first to obey. And in that, it is the archetype of consciousness, of understanding, of purpose. And so, the journey of existence begins not with matter or energy, but with meaning. And yet, the pen did not write on nothing. Just as ink needs an inkwell, the pen's knowledge was inscribed upon a cosmic vessel. And this leads us to the mystery of Noon, the mysterious letter that opens Surah Al-Qalam in the Quran, Noon, by the pen and what they inscribe. Scholars have long pondered the meaning of this cryptic opening. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said that Noon is the inkwell, a vast space, a realm, a container of divine substance. If the pen is the intellect, then Noon is the space that holds potential, the divine canvas. Noon, then, is not merely a letter, it is a dimension, it is the womb of creation. Just as an inkwell contains the ink from which words emerge, Noon contains the particles, the possibilities, the spiritual essence from which all things would be born. It is the primordial space, a metaphorical place holding the ink of creation. Now imagine this through a modern lens. The inkwell is like quantum space, teeming with potential. A place where subatomic particles dance in unseen dimensions, waiting to manifest at divine command. Just as ink in an inkwell waits to be shaped into letters and sentences, the elements within Noon awaited the stroke of the pen. And when the pen began to write, what it wrote was not on parchment, but into the very essence of the unseen world, shaping destiny into reality. In this sense, Noon can be seen as the first substance, not physical in our sense, but foundational. It is the medium through which the pen's decree found form. If the pen is the intellect, the mind of creation, then Noon is the heart that holds the knowledge, the medium of divine creativity. This pairing of pen and Noon, intellect and space, command and substance, illustrates the balance in Allah's creation. The pen imagines, the Noon enables. One creates the idea, the other receives and shapes it. And within this mystical pairing lies the secret of existence. But how do we understand a pen that speaks, a pen that obeys, a pen that writes destinies before the stars even flickered? This pen is not passive, it is active, it has will, thought, obedience. And this suggests something remarkable, that the pen is not just a creation, it is a being of immense intellect and awareness. Our own minds echo this structure, the way we imagine, how we form thoughts, how we convert imagination into language. These are but shadows of the pen's initial act. The pen is the archetype, the first intellect from which all other intellects flow. And our human minds too are created from the same light, capable of imagination, understanding, and writing. Just as Allah imagined the universe and brought it into being, so do we imagine, create, and shape from our minds. But while our creations are limited, Allah's are absolute. Some scholars even said man was created in the image of Allah, not in shape, but in capacity. We imagine, we write, we create, just like the pen. But Allah's imagination gives life. Ours only simulates. When the pen wrote, it didn't just write events, it wrote essence, it wrote reality, it wrote the order of galaxies and the flutter of wings, it wrote the blink of an eye and the thunder in the skies, and its ink, divine particles, cosmic truths, elements of light and destiny flowing like rivers into the structure of the universe. This is why scholars like Imam Maibudi describe the pen as being created from light, a pen of light writing with ink of light on a tablet of light. And what is light if not the medium of vision? The pen was not only the first intellect, it was also the first sight, the first vision, the first expression. As we examine this even deeper, we come to the realization that the universe itself reflects this structure. Light, intellect, imagination. The pen wrote all this into being, and yet what we witness is just a small glimpse. What we understand is but a drop in the ocean of divine wisdom. The light from which the pen was made is not the light of our sun nor of stars. It is a divine light, Nur, unperceivable by the physical eyes. It is from this light that Allah created the pen, and from the pen He unfolded the rest of creation. It is no coincidence that in Surah An-Nur, Allah describes Himself as the light of the heavens and the earth. This light is not just illumination, it is knowledge, presence, and will. So when we speak of the pen, we are speaking of divine knowledge in motion, of will given form, of the first act of creation, not made with hands but with command. Be, and it was. From this cosmic pen flowed reality. From noon came form, and from this union, the canvas of creation stretched across eternity. In the unseen world, knowledge is not just stored, it is alive, it acts, it obeys. And in that sacred moment, before time, before angels, before paradise, before even the earth, the pen received its command, and it wrote. It wrote every breath you've taken, every joy, every test, every whisper of wind and every burst of thunder. It wrote your story and mine. It wrote it all. And it continues silently, unseen. Before the earth had a shape, before the stars adorned the night, and before the sky had tears, there existed a vast, limitless expanse of divine presence. And above it all there was the throne, Al-Arsh. Suspended above the waters, it rested, magnificent and incomprehensible, a symbol of the divine authority and absolute sovereignty of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad once said, "There was Allah, and there was nothing else before Him." His throne was upon the water, and from that celestial vantage point, the will of the Creator began to unfold. From that lofty height, creation descended layer by layer. But even before the heavens and earth were formed, even before light and darkness were distinguished, Allah had ordained every detail, every measure, every law of existence. In a hadith found in Sahih Muslim, it is narrated that Allah ordained the measure of all things 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth, and His throne was upon the water. This was no passive planning. This was deliberate divine decree, suspended in a realm beyond time. The throne is unlike anything our minds can truly grasp. Made not of wood or gold or gem, but from a mysterious red substance known as yakut, a crystal-like creation that has no equal in our universe. Its span, it stretches across a distance equating to 5 million years of travel. But even this description is only an attempt to understand what lies far beyond the capacity of human perception. We are told not to imagine the throne in the shape of earthly thrones, for it is a reality that defies all analogy. And below this magnificent throne rests the kursi, the divine chair. While many mistakenly conflate the kursi with the throne, the Prophet made it clear that they are distinct. He said, "The 7 heavens and the 7 earths compared to the kursi are like a ring thrown in a vast desert, and the kursi compared to the throne is like that same ring in the same desert." Imagine it. The kursi, already far greater than the entire observable universe, is itself dwarfed by the immensity of the throne. The kursi serves a distinct purpose. It holds the knowledge of Allah, encompassing all that has ever been, all that is, and all that will be. It is the seat of divine decree, the center around which the cosmos turns. According to Hassan al-Basri, the kursi is the repository of Allah's knowledge, extending over the heavens and the earth. Everything we know, the stars, the galaxies, the physics of time and matter, all of it exists within the scope of the kursi. It is a cosmic control center, yet even it submits to the grandeur of the throne above. The throne is not suspended without support. It is carried by mighty angels, creation so immense that the distance between their earlobes and their shoulders is said to be a journey of 700 years. These beings are not ordinary angels. They are the bearers of the throne, the most honored of the heavenly host. And on the day of judgment, the Quran reveals 8 of these angels will carry the throne of your Lord above them, a testimony to the might of the unseen world. Between these bearers and the angels who carry the kursi are 70 veils, 35 of light and 35 of darkness. Each veil is the thickness of a journey spanning 500 years. And it is only because of these veils that the light of the throne bearers does not burn the kursi bearers. Such is the separation, the hierarchy, the sanctity of the divine architecture. But the throne does not only signify power, it also responds to the servants of Allah. When Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, a beloved companion of the Prophet Shu, passed away, the messenger said, "The throne of the most merciful shook at the death of Sa'd." What does it mean for the throne to shake? Scholars explain this as an expression of divine joy, of welcoming a soul so dear, so righteous, that even the bearers of the throne descended to greet him. The cosmos rejoiced in his return to the Creator, and beneath the throne lie things unimaginable. There are the inscriptions written on its pillars, words only known to Allah. There are the treasures hidden beneath it, from which verses like the final ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah were revealed, gifted to Prophet Muhammad and to no other prophet before him. There are rivers of paradise flowing directly from the base of the throne, nourishing the gardens of bliss promised to the righteous. The souls of martyrs rest in green birds, flying freely in paradise, returning to hang from chandeliers beneath the throne, basking in divine nearness. These are not mere metaphors. These are glimpses into the unseen, described vividly by the Prophet, peace be upon him. Above the 7 heavens, beyond the limits of space, lies this ultimate point of divine governance. Everything beneath it, the skies, the earths, the paradise, and the fire, are encompassed by it. The throne itself is described as dome-shaped, a roof over creation, and not held up by pillars or gravity, but by the will of Allah and the strength of his angels. And it is here that the story of the angels deepens. These celestial beings, created from light, have been entrusted with tasks vast and varied. Some praise him endlessly, some record every breath of humanity, and some, like those around the throne, are consumed in glorifying their Lord, echoing his majesty without end. Among the angels are those who lift the kursi, who carry the divine chair that encompasses the 7 heavens and earths. According to Imam Ali radiallahu anh, each leg of the kursi spans the size of all 7 heavens and 7 earths. 4 angels support it. One resembles Adam and prays for human sustenance. Another has the face of a lion and prays for predators. The third, in the form of a bull, prays for livestock and beasts. The fourth has the face of an eagle and prays for birds. These forms are not symbolic, they are functional, representing their duties and the balance of life they help maintain through divine decree. These angels are not static. They move, they pray, they act, and they wait for the final command, the day when Israfil, the angel assigned to blow the trumpet, will fulfill his role. For now, he stands at the ready, eyes fixed upon the throne, waiting for the slightest signal. All these angels were created before humans, before jinn, before the earth and the stars. They dwell in realms layered above our own, in dimensions we cannot measure, and yet their presence touches our lives constantly. From conception to death, they surround us. When the soul is first written, when the fetus is in the womb, an angel descends and records its lifespan, its sustenance, its deeds, and whether it will be happy or wretched. At birth, another angel is assigned as a protector. As we mature, 2 more arrive, recording angels known as Kiraman Katibin. One sits on the right, recording good deeds. The other on the left, recording sins. They never sleep, they never err. Every whisper, every action, every intention, they document all. And when death comes, the angel of death, known as Azrael, arrives. For the believer, he is accompanied by angels of mercy, faces radiant, carrying shrouds from paradise and perfume of the highest fragrance. The soul is taken gently, like a drop of water slipping from a vessel. But for the disbeliever, the moment is severe. Angels of punishment arrive, dark-faced, rough, and terrifying. The soul resists and is torn out like a thorn through wet wool. In the grave, two more angels, Munkar and Nakir, visit. They sit the soul upright and ask, "Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet?" For those who believed and lived in truth, the answers come easily. For others, confusion reigns, their grave tightens, darkness descends, the trial begins. The angels are not distant beings, they are with us at every moment. They carry our prayers to the heavens, they write our intentions, they protect us from harm, they glorify Allah constantly, they do not tire, they do not rebel. They are neither male nor female, they do not eat, drink, or sleep. Some angels are massive, commanding legions. Others are subtle, whispering inspiration. Jibril, is the chief among them, the one who brought revelation to all the prophets. He visited Maryam, Musa, and most importantly, Prophet Muhammad, appearing sometimes in human form, sometimes in his full glory, with 600 wings stretching across the horizon. These are the beings of light, the executors of divine will. Their realm is the realm of obedience. They are the ones who lifted the pen, who held the kursi, who carry the throne, and who carry out the judgments written by that very first stroke of the pen. Their presence, their tasks, their forms are all signs of the meticulous order of the universe. Every detail is known, every action recorded, every breath accounted for, and all of it flows from the original decree, from the first creation, the pen, and is sustained through the angels, the kursi, and the throne, all of which exist as manifestations of the infinite knowledge and unmatched power of Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth. When the soul reaches its final moment on earth, time no longer flows the same way. In that instant of transition, where this life ends and the eternal begins, the angel of death, Azrael, descends. He is not alone. For the righteous, he is accompanied by angels of mercy, their faces shining like the sun, their hands bearing a perfumed shroud from paradise and a fragrance unlike anything known to the world. For the wicked, the scene is vastly different. Angels of punishment arrive, faces dark and fearsome, holding rough, foul-smelling fabrics prepared to wrap the departing soul in a terrifying embrace. The Prophet described the journey of the soul in great detail. The soul of the believer is greeted with gentleness. Azrael calls, "O good and peaceful soul, come out to the forgiveness of your Lord and his pleasure." And the soul departs the body effortlessly, like water pouring from a pitcher. As it ascends through the heavens, it is welcomed at every gate. The angels call it by the most beautiful names it was known by on earth, praising it and escorting it to the divine presence before it is told to rest until the day of judgment. But the wicked soul is called harshly, "O wicked soul, come out to the anger of your Lord and his wrath." It hides within the body, afraid to emerge, and so it is pulled out with force, tearing through flesh and bone, screaming in silence. The angels do not welcome it. The gates of the heavens are closed to it. It is cast down, falling into the grave, where its trial begins. There, in the grave, come Munkar and Nakir, two angels with terrifying presence, black eyes and voices like thunder. They ask three questions. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? For those who lived in faith, the answers flow effortlessly. For those who denied the truth, confusion and silence follow. The grave either expands and fills with light, or it tightens and becomes a pit of darkness and torment. The angels do not stop at death. They govern the winds, the rain, the clouds. They steer the stars and direct the orbits of the planets. They are behind the veil of nature, operating at Allah's command. One angel controls the seas, another commands the mountains, and others oversee the trees, the seasons, the sustenance of every creature. The Prophet once met the angel of the mountains after being rejected and stoned in Taif. That angel offered to crush the people between the mountains, but the Prophet declined, choosing mercy over destruction. Then there is Israfil, the angel assigned the mightiest task of all. He stands now, horn in hand, eyes fixed on the throne of Allah, waiting for the command that will bring the universe to its knees. When the command comes, he will blow the trumpet. And with that sound, everything in the heavens and earth will perish. Every soul, every creature, every angel. Mountains will crumble, the seas will boil, the stars will be extinguished, and the entire fabric of reality will unravel. After a divine pause known only to Allah, Israfil will be commanded to blow the trumpet again, and with this second blast, the dead will rise from their graves. The earth will cast out its burdens, and every soul will be gathered for judgment. It will be the beginning of a new existence, a life with no end. The Prophet described this day as one of unimaginable magnitude, where the sky will split and the stars will scatter, where mothers will forget their children, and every soul will stand alone before its Creator. It is on this day that the throne will be brought forth, carried by 8 mighty angels. It will cast a divine shade, the only shade on a day when the sun draws near. Only those favored by Allah will be permitted to stand beneath it. Among them, a just ruler, a youth who grew up in devotion, those who loved each other for Allah's sake, and the one who remembered Allah in solitude, his eyes overflowing with tears. But where do the angels come from? How do they reach earth? The Quran speaks of doors in the sky, of pathways used by these celestial beings. In Surah Al-Ma'arij, Allah says, "The angels and the Spirit ascend to him in a day, the measure of which is 50,000 years. This is no metaphor. Angels traverse vast distances in mere moments, moving through dimensions and realms that science only begins to dream about. The Prophet once witnessed a door in the sky open that had never been opened before. An angel descended, one that had never descended before, bringing glad tidings. The skies are filled with such doors, entrances and exits through which the angels flow. Some paths are used for revelation, others for taking souls, others still for descending with mercy or punishment. Scientists speak today of wormholes, portals, and dimensions beyond the physical. The idea that beings can enter our world through unseen pathways is not new to the believer. For centuries, the Quran and Hadith have described angels moving faster than light, traveling across realms with divine ease. Some scholars even compared these pathways to folds in space-time, unseen corridors connecting the divine to the temporal. These angels see things we cannot. They exist in a spectrum beyond human vision. The light they are created from is not the light we see. It lies outside the electromagnetic spectrum. No telescope can observe it, no machine can detect it. They are made from nur, divine light, and they move at the speed of will, unrestricted by time, gravity, or matter. Every moment of our lives, angels are at work. Some protect us from harm, guarding us from dangers we cannot perceive. Others carry our prayers to the heavens. Some record our deeds, never missing a word, never forgetting a sigh. They are our silent witnesses, our companions, our protectors, and ultimately those who will either greet us with joy or turn away in sorrow at our time of death. Above all, they serve Allah with absolute obedience. They do not question, They do not err. They glorify him night and day, without fatigue, without pause. And among them, the mightiest are those who serve near the throne. From the first moment the pen inscribed destiny to the final breath of every creature, from the bearing of the throne to the descent of revelation, from the shaking of the earth to the opening of the skies. The angels are there, witnesses to creation, executors of decree, bearers of light and justice. The universe is not chaotic, it is not aimless, it turns, it flows, it breathes, because of a divine architecture upheld by angels, governed by command, measured by knowledge. Every orbit, every breath, every drop of rain is accounted for. And when we look to the sky and see nothing but clouds or stars, the believer knows beyond that veil is a realm of order filled with angels, awaiting the next command of their Lord. It is said that everything revolves, the earth spins, the moon orbits, the planets swirl around the sun. But above all, the skies themselves revolve, each heaven spinning around the one above it. And at the center of it all is the kursi, and around the kursi, the arsh, the throne of Allah, encompassing everything, transcending every layer, holding all creation within its shadow. Imagine a football in a field, that is the earth in comparison to the heavens. Now imagine that field within a vast city, that is the kursi in comparison to the throne. Everything spins, everything returns. Even the sun, the Quran tells us, runs on its course to a stopping point decreed by Allah. The Prophet said that when the sun sets, it prostrates beneath the throne, seeking permission to rise again. One day it will be told, return from where you came. And so it will rise from the west. That day will mark the end of repentance, the sign of the final hour. The skies return, the sun returns, the angels return, and so too do we. Everything created returns to its source, to the one who created it, to the one who wrote it, to the one whose pen began the story and whose throne holds the final chapter. And beneath that throne is inscribed a sentence that governs all things: my mercy prevails over my wrath. A declaration from the creator of existence, reminding us that beyond the grandeur, beyond the might, beyond the veil of angels and the architecture of the cosmos, there is mercy, endless, unmeasurable, divine, and it awaits all those who seek it.